Welcome to our Community Residential Unit program in Langa. This national subsidy grant is a residential housing project. We've just completed the first phase of 463 residential units that have been built here as part of a multi-phase housing project for the city of Cape Town. The final relocation of families into these units has been completed, and we're excited about the final look and appearance of this development. Aurecon was appointed by the city of Cape Town to manage this project right through from inception to implementation and closeout. We worked with communities to build a collaborative approach to this development. This included contract development and conceptualization of the design, packaging the project, getting it going, appointing the contractor, and contract managing that contract till the completion that we see here today. Right in the beginning, we were involved in identification of the appropriate land. It's important that the site is in Langa. Langa is quite centrally located in the metropole, which makes it ideal in terms of traffic times to work and, more importantly, in being closer to social amenities. That's the reason why this site was of such value. The need in this area is so great that one of the key challenges was to decide who was going to benefit from these homes. 3 areas were identified where people were living in inhumane conditions. A community forum in conjunction with the city of Cape Town was set up. These 3 areas benefited equally, and people were sourced from those areas and then were relocated in a phased process.
We were struggling of using the toilets. There wasn't a bathroom. We would always have quickly take our baths, go wash in the bedrooms, because we are sharing a room, and it's not only my family, it's different families that were living there.
A single tap that was used with plus minus 20 shakes. Sanitary, we had 2 toilets. We were using them with the other people, plus minus 20 or 30 shakes, I'm not sure.
Infections like TB and otherwise was always the problem. But outside there would be dirty and all the stuff.
When I came in here, I told this guy they're moving the boxes. Please don't bother yourself, just put the boxes in the middle. I'll sort it out tomorrow morning because I'm very tired by now. Early tomorrow morning when I came, where am I now? I'm still thinking that I'm still there, back to my special quarters where I've stayed before. And I said, oh my God, this is a new place. After that, I started making everything. A cup of coffee from the morning, and then after that I packed all my boxes. Not at all. Even now I didn't finish yet to pack all these boxes. Even my child also, Mommy, I need a bucket, I need a glue. I say, no, there's no need to take a bucket, there's a toilet we have to flush. Hi Mommy, I'm not mistaken, you are mistaken because we are in the new places now. Go to the toilet and flush the toilet, my darling. That is. I say, oh Mommy, you have forgotten this is a toilet.
Because the children were getting sick every day because it's wet, it's cold, and there's a lot of them playing around with the sick ones. If there's a bug that's around, they won't just survive. They were getting sick all the time.
It's a terrible experience.
It was that one of the sickness and the flooding. I don't want to even think back of going to the shacks.
And when my child's coming from school, I have to sit down and watch the TV. I'm not going to play outside unless it's weekend. And during the week, I have to stay at home.
Ngakhala ndiyazi kusafe ngoba kazuya endleleni kazotshayiswa umuntu. It's nice.
Okay, I feel so good. I feel so relaxed because my older one stays in his own home and I sleep with the girl in the big bedroom with the grandchild. even with the grandchild, I am not having problems because he plays outside without anyone is that maybe a car can knock him out, and he can even walk from here to the uncle the other side, and they can even send him from their uncle's place to my place. So we are living a good life.
When we started site analysis, we had to identify unique features. One of those features was the mature trees, so immediately those were ring-fenced and the development was designed in such a way that those mature trees were kept and the urban landscaping and parks were planned around them. The other thing that was quite important was to separate the pedestrian traffic from vehicle traffic. Separated from the roadway are paved pathways for pedestrians. We find that pedestrian traffic is focused on activities within urban parks in the courtyards. The apartment blocks were planned and designed such that they look onto the courtyards, providing a level of surveillance so the children can play here in safety. Langa is the first formal township development under the Native Urban Areas Act 1923 to accommodate black people residing in urban areas. It is the only remaining township of its nature remaining in South Africa. Other examples of similar townships in Gauteng and Durban have been demolished.
When I getting to move, it was very exciting to me. I had received the 26 boxes from the city council. I packed everything with that boxes and the black bag also. There's a transport. First day was I have to move. There was a transport outside, and my friends was there. My family also, even the neighbor also was so very excited to go to move to these new places.
We didn't find any problems when we brought in. Everything was fine and they were not wet. We were even having escorts from the groups. City police was around assisting and looking after anything that might happen up until we packed our stuff and then we were okay.
The allocation process had to be based on some principles. You can't do that without involving the community, so a project steering community was established which was chaired and run by the community itself in conjunction with the city of Cape Town. The community was then actively involved in who was going to benefit.
Okay, when it started, we were told by the community leaders that there is this development that's coming. Untombi, because she was our community leader, our chairperson, she was one of the people who were going out to places, to meetings, to people who are in high authority to come and bring feedback of what is going to happen and how are we supposed to follow the instructions from there to here. So the committee was already formed. Then she brought feedback that on a certain month, because she wasn't sure of the date, that there will be people who are coming to take some photos of you in your shack with your ID, but everybody must be there if the people are around. So then the committee came again and told us on a Friday that this was going to happen on a Saturday. So they came and they took pictures of us in our shacks, and then we had to go after some time of the shoot of the photos to the office with our personal details like IDs and the birth certificates of the children that we live with, or whoever you have registered that you are within the house. The process was easy because they guided us, plus the community leaders also were involved. They called meetings after meetings. So when we're coming from a certain point, the committees were involved and help where we didn't understand.
So everyone was working together, government and
yes. Untombi was always the one that was running from house to house, telling people now this is going to happen, and
ensuring people that we are going to move from that place because she knows the situation.
It changed a lot. Like where I'm staying before in special quarters, I never moved to anywhere. But here, I told myself I can go to even Eastern Cape, lock my house with my kids, take a vacation, go out. I can go to, if I go to town in special quarters, just a 10 minutes or half an hour because I'm rushed, because it's not safe. But here, I can take a whole day to go to town. This to me is very safe.
We designed this high-density development with public transport in mind. Therefore, a bus and taxi pickup point was incorporated into the design, and it links to a local taxi rank which links passengers to the city and other key points. Energy saving is important. Green design is important. For that reason, certain elements were incorporated into this development. One of those being solar panel geysers, light fittings, and water-saving fittings. Each unit has a solar panel geyser which saves on electricity bills. It also enables the families at a minimum to have hot water, which would have been a luxury in the past for many of these families. We made a special effort to really move away from the kind of product that is expected in low-cost housing projects and incorporating more modern planning principles. We found additional funding sources to group together. The additional sources resulted in urban parks being created, pathways being paved, and special attention being paid to urban design to create an urban space that at the end of the day people can be proud of. One would also be amazed how small things can make a huge difference. For example, the color palette chosen and finishes used within the housing units made a great difference to the quality of the product. These first phase units have been completed. Planning for future phases have been done, but implementation is subject to funding and availability. These residents come from dilapidated hostels where people seldom pay rent. By creating this upper market feel that people feel proud of, they take ownership. As soon as ownership is taken, people make the effort to pay their rent and ensure the maintenance and upkeep of the development.